are great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now,
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I think it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips. Let me do your hair. Hey ho, hey ho. What's happening, blacks? Oh, how my good people doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo. And then right over there, let me give my little finger. I give a polish D and not Cheryl. Y'all know who that is, right? It's the one and only Cheryl Morrow, aka the Hair Oracle. And boy, are we glad we's back, y'all. Last week we was up in Houston and H-Town. Somebody knocking the boots. I see what's up with H-Town. Hey, baby, y'all best to take y'all bus over to H-Town. I know y'all like, don't you are late. I see why Beyonce all the rave. Good Lord, hey, Nichols. It's fire. Fire, 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 as we used to say in college. It's a fire in the funk house. Put it out, put it out. Because H-Town was body rocking the boots, all right? Dropping the knowledge, doing the hairstyles, the energy, the people, the epitome of my experience at the Beauty Under One Roof hair show. You already know what I'm going to say, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Choose! Mr. Choose! You can check out our interview with Mr. Choose over on Facebook. I'll drop that link in the chat later on after the live. Wonderful interview, wonderful gentleman. He has great legacy in Houston. It's funny, you think your town is the, you know what they say, your city is the bomb and your city's making bank. You know what I'm saying? But Mr. Choose is right. He is the man in the state of Houston. The city of Houston, definitely the state of Texas. So we're glad to be back. We're glad to see Weekay. What's happening, Weekay? LB is riding the Rita. That's what we call it. You know, the Rita. What's happening, LB is in the chat. I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. What's happening, LinkedIn? How you doing over there? And of course, my peeps, my jig and my jars, my jelly preserves over on Instagram and Facebook. How are you wonderful people doing? We are very, very excited. I believe I'm looking at this correctly. We are, is it 128 episodes in? This is like unbelievable, Cheryl, that we every time the number goes up, I'm like, wow, we're still here. We're still, yes, 128 episodes in, and tonight we are back at it. We have to continue to debunk these myths. You are scrolling. If you're you're rocking it out with us. This is the podcast affectionately called The Dumbest That People Say About Black Hair. And tonight we have 4 of the latest. And it's so many. I didn't even really want to go through all of them. We had kind of covered the floating in the water last week, so I didn't just want to just keep beating up on that one. But that's the one that I want to beat up on the most. I have personal issues with them because I took
which one?
The one where they say you float the hair in the water. How many people are you guys sick of that? I just don't understand. How are we here? How are we here? We're going to we're going to the moon, and we have air fryers, and we have social media. All this.
We got technology. We got AI. Come on, folks.
How are we floating water? I'm just not understanding what is happening in the beauty industry to Black people. I know y'all can't tell, but I'm not white. And I don't know if they're having the same. We need to, I'm getting some white people on here. That's what I'm about to do. I'm calling all my white people. And I know some cool white people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk to my white people and say, hey, can y'all come on to this podcast? And do white people have these issues? And I know they don't speak for all white people. And I hate to pull the race card, but I just can't take it. And I just don't understand how are these people, how are they doing this? You know, how y'all sleeping at, I mean, I know how y'all sleeping at night because there's so much dang on Skrilla. If you know what Skrilla is, drop that in the chat. You got to be old to know about the Skrilla and them duckies. You know what I'm saying, Cheryl? Monica, you know about that Skrilla. You know about them duckies. If you know what that is, then drop a sign in the chat to let Cheryl and I know if you are as old as we are, okay? So we know that, you know, the opportunity to get some duckies, to get some Skrilla, you know, it's pervasive. It's prevalent. I need some more big words. I need a damn thesaurus. I need some fancy words. Sure, you know, you're a wordsmith. You know, there's my boss. Speaking of money, hey boss, y'all better drop them L's in the chat. Boss, look, I'm working. How you doing, boo? I miss my boss. I haven't seen her in a while. Okay, you have never heard of Skrilla, but you know about them duckies. All right, well, you know what, Monica, you don't know about Skrilla? Okay, well, if you know what duckies is, then you know what Skrilla is. You know. So anywho, so we know that some of the these myths are, you know, definitely fueled by you know, some Skrilla, you know. But anywho, let's play some music and wait for some wonderful people to come in the chat. We are welcoming you guys to 128. That's right, we are 128 episodes in, and the topic, the content tonight is going to be about debunking the latest natural hair care myth. So get ready and let's hear a little Rachel Evans, sister.
Let's get some Rachel Evans.
Let me do your hair. Hey, who got some hair out there? Who got some hair that need their hair did? Come on in. You know, pull up. My sister.
Let me do it.
My sister's got me into ginger tea. I cannot stop drinking ginger tea. My sister, I'm getting hip to ginger tea. If you know anything about ginger tea, if you have a recipe, let me know. I know y'all like, you tardy for the party. Yeah.
You are kind of tardy.
Beautiful. Can you put some Tito's in this? Look at Monica. No, do not do that. Come on, guys. I want to help you. Let me help hey. I'll be so very happy if you would let me do your hair. Let me do your hair. Y'all see my hair growing? Monica, you see my hair growing down? We're going to talk about that tonight. They talking about they can make hair grow, y'all. What y'all know about them hair growth guns? Oh my gosh. You're drinking some ginger and sour sop? Okay, well, right now. You got to give me that recipe.
Who's drinking sour sop, man?
Monica, I've not had that one. Okay. Oh, we got Theo in the building. We got a fine brother in the building. What's up, Theo, with your fine? How you doing, boo? What's up? What's up?
Theo got to help us debunk.
Theo, stick around and help us debunk these. We got about 5 good ones. We got 5 good ones. We're going to hurt some feelings tonight because that's what we do. Hey, no, we ain't going to hurt y'all. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Hey, let us do your hair. Hey, don't we look like ladies that can? Yeah, sure. Let me do your hair. Okay, y'all trust Cheryl out with your hair. If I have done your hair in the chat, put a big T, because that means you trust me. Come on, y'all. What's up, Teresa? How you doing? Looking good. What's happening? Hey.
Yo.
Let us do your hair. We are the hairstylists, the cosmetologists who care. What's up, Nathan? I missed you. Yeah. Yes. What's up, my love streaming God? I hope I'm saying that right. How you doing over on Instagram? Instagram be all foxy and what have you and what not. I love Instagram. Instagram don't play. What's up? I see you up there, LinkedIn. Hey, LinkedIn. I did my book review of Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Oh, okay.
I went there. I'm gonna tell y'all my book next week. What's up, Miss B? I got my outfit when I come to the grand opening at hey, what's up? We got So High in the house. Hey. If you don't know about them So High Cardinals, I feel sorry for you. Yes. All right, I got some teas in the chat. Somebody trust me. Tell her, Monica, I got your back. Look at Cheryl. That lady done did some things. Hey, come on in. We are
Monica says she do her own.
So we are officially 128 episodes in, and tonight we are going to just take another stab. We're going to continue to do this until we start to see a change and a shift in the industry. That is our job. We are licensed cosmetologists. We are people who care. No, we're not trichologists. We ain't hating. We just congratulating. We are cosmetologists. That gives you 3 disciplines, in case you didn't know. Cosmetology gives you hair, it gives you skin, and it gives you nails. Trichology gives you scalp and hair. Mostly scalp, and they should do some hair. And they focusing on hair loss too much. What the half sandwich wrong with them trichologists? All they talk about is hair loss. It's so Debbie Downers. Come on, trichologists. Wake the French toast up. What's wrong with you guys? People want positive, no Debbie Downers. Isn't that right, chat? That's my beef with trichology, but y'all all right with me. We specialize in that, but we don't do it in that angle. That's not our claim to fame. When it comes to trichology, we should be empowering people.
We don't get all snooty.
With them damn white, take them dingy white jackets off too. I can't stand. I know y'all like Ladosha, you being bad tonight. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Those jackets are just not befitting. And I mean, we're the new thing. I mean, remember cosmetologists? They used to wear like nurse uniforms. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Anybody old enough to recall?
My grandmother did.
Okay, your grandmother was a cosmetologist?
My mother's mother. That was my dad's mentor.
What? Why am I just not finding this
Her
out?
Alice Green and Ethel. They were his mentors when they came. Taught him how to croquignon. That was before, it was Marcel, was croquignon. The black was croquignon, and then the white one was Marcel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so My mother's mother was a cosmetologist.
I didn't think my mother was a cosmetologist. We don't need a Cheryl history. So we want to know. Don't we want to know all Cheryl's business? That's what we want to know, all your business. But let me just show you guys. This is how cosmetologists. I typed in 1940s. And so this is how they used to look. Look at that. They have all the white uniforms. Are those like nurse hats or something like that?
Those are nurse hats because nursing and barber surgeons were doctors.
Jesus. I heard that about barbers. I did not know that. I didn't even know that when I became a cosmetologist. How many people in the chat knew that barbers were akin to like a doctor or a dentist or something like that?
Barbers would heal wounds, bullet wounds. They were they cut the hair, and then in the Civil War, they also healed wounds, took out bullets and stitched.
What's up, Bobbers? Y'all was some gangsters up in that joint.
Gangsters.
All right, so this is how cosmetologists dressed back in the day, I'm just I'm talking about them white jackets. They need to just go on, we ain't looking like that with them white jackets on. Y'all take them things off walking around. And then there's the other thing, I'm picking on the trichology. We need to get some trichologists in the chat. That's what we need to do. You know, we need to. I'm going to find some trichologists who can come on, not be scared of us now. You know what I'm saying? So if you know a trichologist, have them check us out. Oh wait, Miss B said her uniform was white, and you had to have white shoes. Now that wasn't even that. Miss B, what year did you go to cosmetology school? So I'm like you, Teresa. I didn't know. You know, when I became a cosmetologist, we just had to we wore white pants, but we had a like a jacket. You know, I mean, it wasn't like
a smock. We had a smock.
We had a smock. That's where I'm sorry, not a jacket. It was a smock. I'm like, so hey, everybody in the chat was like, they didn't know. So yeah, so this is some good information. Again, I'm just saying, trichologists, y'all gonna have to do something with them white. At least make them. At least let them be white. You know what I'm saying? We saw something that was. I said, come on now, no. They got some bleach, some oxy thing. You know, get a couple of jackets. You know, after a while, you got to throw white away. At least that's what my best friend told me.
This is true.
I remember Monica. Remember, I kept having that white T-shirt. Like, it just can't get white. She was like this. It's time to throw it in the garbage. I was like,
throw it away.
What? So, but that's a best friend for you. Your best friend will tell you when you are just like She's like, girl, lie. I'm like, okay, Monica. But she can be taught. So sometimes trichologists just get you a new jacket, okay? So we have some news today. And I know y'all like some hairstylists got issues too. I know. I cannot tell you how many people say, I know you're a different kind of hairstylist.
We do got issues.
We have issues. They're like, because your hair always combed. I'm like, that's not a compliment. So hairstylists are notorious for not having, hair combed and looking nice.
The best hair.
Yeah. Yes, but we should, now I've been cosmetologying, that's not a word, I'm going to make it up, for almost 25 years, and next year to be 25 years. You ain't going to catch me with my hair not combed. That's like a dentist, having bad teeth. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
All this, I don't care about what I look, as long as I can do your hair. No, ma'am.
No,
I mean, come on, guys. It's the beauty salon. So why should we not always be?
And my mentor, one of my mentors in New York, he was notorious for coming in the salon. And I don't know if Ronaldo, you gonna know. I'm gonna say it.
She giving the grapes on Ronaldo.
That James Harris would come up in there. I mean, and like biggity, getting ready to tell all of us what to do,
Not diggity, y'all. New word. Yeah. Biggity. Let's write that down. Biggity, no diggity. Biggity. I like that word. He came up in there all biggity. Okay.
And this is the kicker. Clothes immaculate and have a mink coat on, hair would be busted.
I don't even believe that.
Every time. He would not comb his hair. And it was kind of straight. It was kind of nappy and straight at the same time. Biggity. He would come
That's the word for the day is biggity, okay? She walked up in there all biggity, okay? So I don't know about that, coming to work with a fur coat on, but okay, it can happen.
Well, in New York,
And New York, like them Detroit, you ain't seen
hair standing straight up on his head.
Hey, them Detroit players. There's some people that coming up in there, Chris Blue. You know what I'm saying? Brenda, Miss B don't be playing either, Naj. You ain't gonna catch her looking raggedy. But let's check out our 3 current events before we hop into our topic again. We are 128 episodes in, and it's all about debunking the latest natural hair myths. So let's get started with this one right here. I thought this one was pretty cool. Check this out. Hair salons booking up ahead of Taylor Swift concert in Indy. So apparently Taylor Swift is coming to Indiana at the beginning of November, and the salons are booked out. Now, I have a confession. When the Cleveland Cavaliers won the championship game and LeBron James was still on our team, baby, we was rich. Thank you, LeBron. My God, I'm here to tell you, if people want to say like, you know, the entertainment industry does not fuel our industry, baby, I beg to differ. LeBron,
Fashion,
Cleveland
hair,
loves you.
entertainment, sports.
Man, we was getting paid in full. I'm talking about. Woo! LeBron. So Taylor Swift, the barber and beauty industry, we love you. Thank you, Taylor Swift. That's some love right there. If you were in Cleveland during that time and you had a barbershop or a salon, you have to admit we definitely. I mean, the whole, you know, again, your city is the bomb, your city making bank. LeBron, he brought the Skrilla to the city. All right. So LeBron, thank you, Taylor Swift. Thank you. You know, not all concerts do that, but LeBron, he definitely done it. Now here's some.
I can tell you what concert. I can tell you what concert did.
What?
Luther Vandross and Anita Baker concert.
Oh, they would bring y'all money. Oh man, who can? Anybody want to share in the chat what entertainer brought them some money? You know what I'm saying? What entertainer brought your business some money? I'm just gonna say off the rip, I'm telling you right now, LeBron James brought the city of Cleveland. I mean, all the hairstyles, the barbershops. I mean, folks was coming in. Uber, folks was like rocking that Uber. They had their fancy cars, picking them up in them jets. I was like, oh, this is just so cool, you know. And it's nice when you have entertainers. They do bring good business, you know, to your business. Some people kind of say, oh, I don't like to do entertainers because they always want something for free. I don't know about that, but I know when Gerald Levert was alive, oh gosh, he would bring like the managers of
the team, the whole ship.
He would get the media people to come. So entertainers are very good for our industry. They're also very, very good to us. So all right. So wait. All right. Teresa says she recently read a thread that said beauticians should not wear scrubs, but I think scrubs would be okay. I think scrubs would be okay. I agree with you. I agree with you, Teresa. Ain't nothing wrong with them scrubs. I don't want no scrubs. That's good, but somebody can't get no hair from me. Now let them do that. I think scrubs are good. Okay. All right. Next up. Now these are some cool current events. This one right here. I sent this to Cheryl at it's like 4 o'clock in the morning your time. Cheryl was like, Ninja, what is this? So check this out, guys. Here it is. I sent this to Cheryl. Hairdresser accused of barricading client inside salon after demanding an extra $50, deputies say. Now, this was in Memphis, Tennessee, not Cleveland. Cleveland, they would have got that money up out of her. I hate to say it. Cleveland is just
that sound like Memphis.
That's that dirty South flow. I mean, I hate to be petty, but you know, my name is Lolo, so I'm about to be real petty. All right, I'm about to be real petty. Technically, she was not a hairdresser. She was a natural hairstylist. I know that's Petty Franklin. So she, it was a dagger. I'm throwing. I'm hating. You know, I am. But so what happened was, the service cost $410, but apparently the client she had a little bit more work than $410. And so she wanted an extra $50. And so I would drop the article in the chat after the live. And
well, did she tell her at first because she knew there was going to be some extra work, or before she did the extra work, she should have asked her?
She should have said something, you know. Yeah. I will admit
she probably could have. You know how the customer said, "Okay."
It's not my stilo. It is not my stilo, but I will admittedly admit that there has been time, actually recently, where I did not inform the customer of the charge, and she was upset. But when she comes back, I am going to offer it to her complimentary because I should have told her. But I came and I was just busy, and I just got to work. And I mean, we're only human, but it is a good business practice to let people know what they are going to pay before you service them. But you're only human. If you have some recourse, then you can. So I definitely offered her to come back for a complimentary hairstyle, which she was like, oh, sure, cool. But it happens. So this lady, she put the scissors to her face and was like, I'm about to cut you. And so the lady, what she did was she dialed like on her phone, she kinda hit that emergency. On your phone, you have the ability to not dial now, but you could just kind of indicate like I'm in duress. And they showed up like, girl, what is you doing? You got to let this lady up out of here. And so they did arrest her. She did post bond, but she's going to be a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
This is why education is important.
$50, young lady. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That didn't cost you. Now you in the hole at least about $2,000.
Yeah, 50. She did this. I'm not even understand. What's up, Sharice? How you doing, pretty lady over here on Instagram? I'm not saying education is the cure-all, but education will reduce the likelihood. That's my favorite buzzword. It'll reduce the likelihood of some of this happening because we do need to teach, etiquette around customer service. And I talk about this a lot. I was in a meeting today and I talked about that is probably one of the weak areas in the industry. Mm-hmm. Communication is not where it could be. But we can work on that as the industry, whether you're a natural hairstylist or a hairstylist. So this is not good news. So she demanded an extra $50 because the hair was a little bit more work. She paid her $410 through Zelle, and she was like, "No, I'm gonna need an extra 50." And the girl was like, I ain't giving you no 50. And then it just kind of ensued. And then she locked the door and was like, you're going to give me this $50. And the girl's like, I ain't giving you nothing. And so she comes with the scissors and had the scissors up to her cheek. Like, I'm going to cut you if you don't give me this $50. And it's like.
Now she got an arrest. Now she got a record. Now she got to have bail. $50.
$50.
I guarantee you. She could have finessed that until the woman would have came back and gave her $50. She would have came back and got her hair done. She would have bought some product. I would have given her something for the 50 that did not have anything to do with the hair, just to get the 50 if that was her issue. I definitely wouldn't have caught no case.
Yeah, it's like Teresa said, it's queen. It's never. I mean, like after a certain age, you can't be scrapping out here, And I'm with you. I agree. You said let them know ahead of time. That way, people will know what's being done. Like I said, I guilty. It doesn't. I can't think that has happened. Probably.
It does, and if it does happen, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it does happen. You can't just. Yeah, you go into the flow, you just keep going, and you just don't realize it. And she was not happy. But to Teresa's point is that you have to have excellent customer service, and it is the best thing to do is to let the customer know in advance. And when you do it, if you can, have some recourse, please do. And so I was kissing. Yeah, I was kissing her butt like it wasn't.
Wait a minute. Teresa don't look like she'd be fighting over no 50.
No, Teresa, you look like Musette, Jean-Claude. Yeah, Teresa, you're just such a freaking lady. You know what I'm saying? Trish has a question for you, Cheryl. She says, "What's the definition, between a beautician and a natural hairstylist?" Okay, let's see
beautician.
My beautician.
A beautician will engage in beauty at all costs, regardless if it's chemical services, color. They do what the customer desires. The natural hairstylist is definitely only going to do hairstyles that do not include any of the above that I aforementioned. They will do exactly what baby locks, braids, anything that has nothing to do with anything that takes the hair out of its what we call virgin state. I think that is why they call it natural. But a beautician, a cosmetologist, a hair care expert, which is the highest of the highest, which includes trichology and all that wonderful stuff. Includes natural hair care too, because cosmetology does do natural hair, but that is the difference. We engage in all types of services that upgrade, downgrade. We do all types of creative things, that, especially if they involved cosmeceuticals.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmeceuticals will change and rearrange the genetics of the hair or any types of beauty process. Hope that answered your question.
All right. Thank you, Teresa. That is a good question. So, speaking of good questions, if you want to know, like, well, I'm a cosmetologist and I want to get me some more of them good answers. Okay. There you have it. Bam. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Is that the right one?
Yay!
I got so many of them. I'm trying to find where's the right one at.
That's it. That's it. You got it.
No, it doesn't. No, that's the one for the kids. It's the one. Did I not put it on here? Okay. Yeah, the students. I'm sorry, I call them kids. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Sorry, guys, I'm getting it together. Anywho, no, that's the virtual Zoom. I don't know. No, that wasn't it. That was still the virtual Zoom. Okay, I'll find it. So we're having the Afro Hair Science Summit virtual. Let me find it right quick. And so this is going down here. Let me see. Is this one? I don't know.
You can just use the kids ones because it's on the same day.
So the same one?
Yeah.
Right, okay. All right. She says on the same one. So here we go. We have the virtual Afro Hair Science Summit that's going to be happening this Sunday. And the tickets are just $35. There it is. Sure, I got it. The tickets are $35. This is done via Zoom. It says 10 a.m., but it's really 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And so it's a full day of Afro Hair Science, starting with mastering textures. So this is a lecture style presentation. So get your questions ready, take notes. So it's very interactive, and this is done via Zoom. So mastering textures 2.0 is taking you directly into Afro Hair Science. And so Cheryl is going to be doing that. That's content heavy. So we're talking about 3 hours.
Very content heavy.
Yeah. So this is content heavy. So if you're a nerd, this is the virtual workshop for you. And we're talking about taking your education beyond braiding, locking, twisting. That's another, aspect. So we're over into the sciences. So this is lecture style. We're not talking miladies book. So you will not be able to use your Milady's book, but Charlotte's going to have, some wonderful slides and things of that nature that we're going to be able to email you some content at the end or after the class. You're going to have that. Yeah, so you'll have some slides. So that's going to be approximately for about like 3 hours. And then we're going to come back, have a little break. And then I'm going to come through with Dosha tones and teaching you how to color Afro textured hair. Now, we ain't talking about my hair. We're talking about Afro. Okay, not 4C, not to be or not to be. So we're going to talk about how to formulate, we're going to talk about, prepping the hair, how to charge, which color lines to use, real stuff that you can use the next day when you go to work. I like to train when I'm teaching. I want you guys to literally go to work the next day and do the dang on thing. Okay. Get your money back. So if you spend $35 on Monday, Tuesday, when you're done with this workshop, you are going to be able to go in and charge the extra $35 and get your money back immediately. And then the ending part, we're going to conclude with the C-suite, which is all about the business of barbering and beauty. So again, that's lecture style, not as content heavy as Mastering Texas 2.0, but it is interactive. So get your questions ready. Things you want to know that's really not talked about, covered in your traditional classes when you go to a hair show or the former CEU workshops, and then also maybe even cosmetology school. Okay, we have that going for you. If you are a student, right, it's for the free. In case you didn't know, it's absolutely free for barbering and cosmetology students. We will send this to your cosmetology school and they will give you the link for the free. It will always be free to our students. And this is Cheryl's and our commitment to the industry. So if you are a cosmetology student, a barber student, then this one is for you. It is for the free, but you have to be in school. You can email us at afrohairscience@gmail.com and say, Kilolo, send that to my school. Send it to Shaw High School. Send it to La Barberia. Send it to the Aveda, Brown Aveda Beauty Academy. Whatever. Send it to your school. We'll send it to your teacher and they will send you the link, but it has to come from your school. Is that correct, Cheryl?
Absolutely.
All right. And then, yeah, you got to be in school now. Don't be up here trying to just get this now because it ain't going to make sense anyway. And then last but not least, we are going to come back that evening and have the virtual Zoom State of the Union Black Beauty Industry discussion. And so this one is a true town hall. And Cheryl is going to chart this conversation on this is where we're at and what can we do as an industry to change. And hopefully the topic tonight is going to be giving you guys a glimpse into what we are dealing with. If you're on this podcast, more than likely you're a consumer. You may not necessarily be in the industry, but as you can see, all of this pseudo and misinformation that's taking place in the barber and beauty industry, only because of the natural hair movement, it needs to be addressed, not in a competitive sort of a way, but in a way that is accountable. It has to be scientifically sound and literate. And then it also has to have some historical context because some of the misinformation that we're going to cover today, unfortunately, it is seeping, into the professional world. And this is going to be, it's not good, right, Cheryl?
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, can you prep up why this type of information is not good, for our industry?
Well, one of the things that ultimately we service people. Ultimately, we solve problems. Ultimately, people trust us. So that means that we have to have the best set of information that is scientifically correct. And it is logical. It is sound. It makes sense. And it has been proven to work. And so as professionals, us to get on the same page and for us to encourage those who are just natural hair care practitioners as well, and they're licensed too. I'm not going to say that they're not, but it is important. The truth solves problems the quickest.
Right.
And they solve them for good. Because myths and lies, what happens is when you go to solve the problem, if you do not have anything that is scientifically sound, logical, common sense, things that have been proven to work, then it's kind of hard to solve problems. Yeah. Because you have the client there and you're searching and you're trying, and then you're going to be making phone calls, and then you want to be a top professional, and that is that first responsibility of being a top professional is always seek the truth.
All right. So we have this content this evening. We're going to rock through it. We're not going to keep you guys forever. We're going to rock through it and get you guys some wonderful solutions. We have it in about 4 tiers. Now, these are the common myths right now that seems to be really, in the industry. So I have 4 of them. So what we're going to talk about, first is the whole thing about, if you massage your scalp and blood is going to rush up and get your hair growing. So if you believe that, type yes. Do you authentically believe that you can, massage your scalp or put some type of apparatus on your head to increase blood flow, and that is going to make your hair grow? Okay, just yes or no. We're going to help you guys with this tonight, and this is really consumer protection and awareness. This is our job as cosmetologists, okay? So if you believe that right now, just yes or no, that you're, like I believe in taking a scalp massager or an apparatus, or maybe my fingers, maybe infusing some essential oils, whatever you're believing that this is going to help promote growth, either hairline or the scalp, yes or no. Next up, there seems to be this really big thing about hair breakage. How do you stop hair from breaking? How do you stop hair from shedding? So if that is something that concerns you, then just type in the chat, hair breakage, hair shedding, because again, our goal tonight is to help you navigate through some of these concerns. Now, I'm a cosmetologist. Cheryl is a cosmetic trichologist, and she's going to go into what that is a little bit more. So just so you guys can understand, where we're coming from and why the beauty salon is where you should be getting this information from. Preferably the cosmetologist and your barber, even your natural hairstylist, because some states do require some type of a permit with some type of education. Like Cheryl just told you guys, education is going to be able to be your greatest, solution aid or something like that. All right. And then we're going to talk about hair growing. People are still something about taking pills and doing things to make hair grow. This continues to be, it's coming back around. At first, it kind of slowed down, but now it's starting to pick back up, where people are believing that in some capacity, I can do something outside of massaging to make my hair grow. And this particular video, this woman has 5 tips. And then last but not least, we have to revisit hair typing, because it's getting on my mother foot plucking nerves. I am so sick of hair typing. You guys have no idea. We talked about floating in the water, so I took that off. That was going to be 5, but we smashed that last week, and I don't want to wear you guys out. But if you're floating hair in water, just stop it. For the love of hair, please just stop floating hair in water. Okay. That is not, that has no, I can't even, anywho, let me stop. All right, Cheryl. The chat, we got some content here. Now, if you guys have questions, we don't want to zip through that fast, but we have some yeses. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you, WK. WK said before we get started, Cheryl, she said you and Ladosha need to tell them what y'all need to do right now. So, Cheryl, it's a good time. The chat is looking pretty good. So right now, Cheryl and WK says, do this.
Pampa BUOR, Pampa BUOR.
Thank you, WK, Lawana. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, I had to run. I'm gonna give me a producer one day, but it's okay, guys. It's a show. Like, what the French toast is you doing? All right, so you guys went on ahead and hit that up. So again, thank you guys so much. So yeah, so these are concerns. Every last one of them, Cheryl. We are getting some feedback that yes, they actually are believing this. Okay, all right. So this is good. This is good. So let's start off, Cheryl, with number 1. Okay, we're gonna do this in order so I don't get y'all all. I know, Cheryl. So before we do it right quick, just briefly, can you share with them what is a cosmetic trichologist?
I created cosmetic trichology specifically for cosmetologists to be able to use and apply their trichology knowledge and skill sets with their cosmetology skills meshed together, called cosmetic trichology, so you guys can make that information so much more usable in your chair. Okay. Mm-hmm. Diagnosis, suggestions, prognosis, to give you guys a set of things that most likely will affect the scalp and the hair, so you guys can make decisions. And if you guys can determine what is going on, for you to either partner with a dermatologist, but you tell the dermatologist what to do. Partner with a gynecologist, you tell the gynecologist what to do. That's your client. That's not their patient. They're coming to, you refer them if you think it's a hormonal issue. That is what cosmetic trichology teaches you. If you think it's a scalp issue, then you will be able to regurgitate and tell the dermatologist what your recommendations as they come back to your chair for further treatment. And if you need to partner with an endocrinologist because you think that hormonal balance, pre-pregnancy, or it could be menopausal issues. The point here is for you to be in the driver's seat. That's it.
Okay. All right. So just adding some a little what they call a little girth, to your title, so that you can be able to effectively, resolve the issues that's coming to your chair. And it's really important because the pseudo science that is very prevalent in the natural hair community, as you guys will see today, it has trickled into the professional scope of barbering and cosmetology. And
Absolutely.
It is our job to really point this out so that you guys are not being duped by some of these interesting claims. I think their efforts and their hearts are most certainly in the right place. Unfortunately, for you, the consumer, it is costing you a lot of money and hair. All right. So let's start off with the first one. Here we go, Cheryl. Drop your questions in the chat. This is our job right here on the dumbest whoo that people say about black hair. Here we go.
Scalp massages work by improving the blood flow to your hair follicles, which will in turn stimulate your follicles, bringing along with it oxygen and all the nutrients your hair needs to grow stronger, thicker, and faster.
What you talking about, Will?
Scalp massages are also very relaxing and detoxifying. It will help to improve the lymphatic flow to remove any toxins from the scalp.
The dumbest shit people say about black hair.
Now, again, this is no attack on the young lady who did the video. It's the content. And like we said, we know her heart is definitely in the right place. That's a beautiful video. Her hair is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way her presentation is. And some of it is okay. Okay, cosmetic trichologist, take it away. The things that stick out to me the most now, when we show these videos, if there's something that sticks out, by all means, drop it in the chat. So for me, stimulating follicles, detoxifying and lymphatic, drainage through scalp manipulation. Here's my take on it. I don't know how you stimulate no follicles. Listen here now. Stop it. Just stop. Okay. Just stop it. All right. And Cheryl's going to tell you why you cannot stimulate follicles. All right. Okay. Detoxifying. I don't even know what that is. And lymphatic, that is out of my scope of practice. So I cannot talk about lymphatics. But what I can tell you is that here in the state of Ohio, we are cosmetologists. We are not doctors. We are not nothing therapeutic. So from a state licensure perspective, they're not telling you how to run your business, but they do not teach any type of lymphatic draining or lymphatic something. I at least not when I was in school. Okay. So Cheryl, those are the three things that stick out. So
you say no. I'm asking you. Oh, you're muted. Oh, okay. I was asking you a question. Guys, listen. Okay. First things first. I'm going to agree with circulation as it's important. The key here is that nutrients, circulation, oxygen, and all that fabulous stuff is for the tissue that houses the hair follicle, not the hair follicle itself. I'm going to repeat. You want to make sure that the tissue, the blood vessels and the nerve endings and all that stuff is there to keep the scalp healthy. Has nothing to do with the triphasal of growth, rest, and evacuation. Because blood flow in you guys' mind would be constant. Your blood doesn't ever stop flowing, right? Okay. So that doesn't quite fit when the hair is resting and then when the hair falls out, because the blood has not stopped flowing. So we don't want to get into that the hair is growing basically based on blood alone and nutrients alone. Okay. Right.
Right.
To get rid of that, we have to make sure that from the base of the subcutaneous, where that yellow fat is.
Here it is, guys. Follow us.
That's called the dermis. So we have to have that fat there. Is crucial to keeping the dermis wet, spongy, okay, healthy, okay. You notice that when you do have CCCA or any type of male pattern baldness or female pattern baldness, or you have very affected areas with missing hair, the skin, okay, and this is one of the things that dermatologist determines, and this is one of the things we teach in cosmetic trichology. I teach you what the signs, even if the hair has evacuated from that area, I teach you what still is an autoimmune response versus actually true hair loss. Okay. And so the blood and tissue and fluid and subcutaneous fat, all of that stuff is there to keep the scalp, in other words, the soil, nutrient rich. Okay. Right. That is what that is there for. And we can look on this diagram that there is no holes. Okay. And when
no holes in this house. There's some holes in this house.
There is no holes in the blue where the blood is returning to the heart and the red is going out. Because when you pluck, you do your eyebrows, you pluck your chin, you pluck, and you pluck, you know, and when you see the hair transplants, you don't see any, you don't see blood.
Okay? You might get a little trickle, you know, like,
well, that's not because that's not coming out of the follicle. Yeah. That's coming out of the skin. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where and I want to make sure that we clear that up. And that's
did I hear that? When you pluck the hair, right? It's not like the blood is gonna somehow, no, it's not bloody. It's not gonna bloody. It's not gonna come all the way up and now the blood is running out. It don't work like that, okay?
No.
And so
your bulb is always clear, white, in a grayish clear, waxy bulb. It's never bloody. Right.
All right. Theo is like, preach, sister. Now, Theo is a licensed cosmetologist in San Diego with Cheryl. So, Theo, please drop some knowledge in the chat and definitely follow him on Facebook if you're looking for a wonderful cosmetologist. This is what he does. This is his lane. Okay. And also, just may I add, okay, I must add, thank you. He's talked about the acid mantle right quick. Can you cover the acid mantle? We're just trying to help you guys not fall for the okie doke on the scalp massaging. And as Cheryl just said, let me just quickly reiterate, it is good for the tissue, the actual scalp, but for the hair,
the scalp is an acid environment.
There you go. Okay.
Right. But inside of the inner root sheath, which is that green part right there, there is no vein, or there is no thorough way for blood to be let into the papilla. Blood does not activate or deactivate. That is a neurological and hormonal transmitter growth mechanism.
Signaling.
It's not blood.
Blood,
Blood
yes.
is there for the tissue.
Okay, are you guys following this? So do not spend any money on any person, place, or thing that is professing that they somehow have growing hands. I saw you, Monica, in the chat. Blessed hands and esoteric fingers and machines and apparatuses. It sounds good. Don't get me wrong. You got to sell yourself now, baby. If you're good, you're good. You got a good massage, got a good massage. But remember, it's for the scalp, and it's not for the hair. And then let me just, I'm sorry, for the tissue. And let me just point out that the follicle itself is a regenerative organ.
Right.
And Cheryl just told you guys it has a triphasal stage, your anagen, catagen, telogen. These are all terms that every barber and cosmetologist is gonna be like, they ain't saying nothing new. Well, why in the hell is y'all letting them teach this to our customers? We that's science. So the follicle is a regenerative organ that's gonna flip automatic, like Cheryl said. This is automatic. This is hormonal communication on that cellular level that's going to take place, and ain't no amount of no juju juice and no magic godly fingers it's going to turn that baby off. Okay, so just be careful.
You have the sites. You have keratinocytes, melanocytes. You have things in there that are on their own timeline. They're not really. We ain't got no. We ain't got no might. We ain't got no might in that fight. All right. So please do not spend money on that. Get the massage because it feels good. It's relaxing. It's soothing. Yeah. Can it detox? Is there? She talked about detoxifying. I'm not familiar with lymphatic. Lymphatic drainage comes from glands. Your glands, your lymph nodes, here. Okay, and there's pressure points. They're called meridians. Okay, and they can come here, at your temples. There's some under, right here in your eyes. All of that is called your lymphatic system. Okay, your adrenals as well, and they all flush. I don't know so much about toxins, but your lymphatic system can help move fluid and tissue and keep all of your fluids moving. That is one of the reasons why when you get a cold, or you get the flu, or you get some kind of sinus infection, that is your lymphatic system. And there is fluids that you have already in your body to trap toxins or pathogens. Histamine is released through your gland in your lymphatic system. And
now, can cosmetologists and natural hairstylists and barbers, can we do this lymphatic drainage massage? I'm reading this, guys.
Absolutely. Okay. I do them even because one of the things because it's connected here, okay, and it's connected behind your ears, in front of your ears, and back and through your neck. And the young lady in the video was correct. Mm-hmm. However, you have fluids from your glands, your tonsils. They are to capture and localize and trap, right? Mm-hmm. And what is the fluid that traps? What is it called?
I don't know.
Come on, y'all. Mucus.
Mucus. Okay.
Okay. All righty. And what color?
Yellow, green.
Mucus. What color? When you know you're getting well from the cold and your immune system is working and it's depositing.
Dark green. It's dark green.
Dark green is an infection. Mm-hmm. And then it gets from dark green to yellow, or less yellow, then it clear.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so that's why allergies, mucus is clear, and infection becomes dark yellow and then green.
All right. Okay. So you can do lymphatic drainage. Not sure about the detoxing, correct? But it will not make your hair.
massage techniques. I do them. It keeps your wrinkles down. It keeps your skin flushed.
But it will not make your hair grow.
No.
No, okay. All right. So there you have it, a clear understanding of lymphatic drainage, and cosmetologists and barbers and natural hairstylists can do those. Just make sure they have proper training. You want to see some type of certificate now. You don't want them up there. I saw Cheryl on the TV, on YouTube. A little bit more than that, right, Cheryl?
No, you can get these exercises on YouTube. Actually.
Okay. All right. So she said you can get that on YouTube. All right. Okay. The next one is hair breakage and hair shedding. Okay. Here we go.
Let's get into the first tip to stop your hair from shedding. Okay. So the first thing is extremely important for you to know exactly what to do, because if you don't follow what this first thing is, it'll be very difficult for you to help yourself or even figure out the cause of your shedding. And this is to know if your hair is breaking or if it is shedding. There is a big difference between hair breaking and hair shedding. So if you want to know the difference, it is very easy. First of all, you can look at your hair when it is out. If you find that you have like a bald patch, or there's a whole like section of hair where you just don't have hair, or your hair is thinner in that specific section, then your hair is probably shedding.
All right. So that's a big concern. How many people in the chat have legitimate concerns? Like, I got big clumps of hair, just coming out, and every time I comb my hair, I got hair in the comb. I try to twist my locks. I got these little net balls all over the place, and all types of stuff all over my clothes. Got hair just shedding everywhere. So that's a fear. People bring in plastic bags of hair shedding, and then the whole 100 strands of hair. How many fibers of hair are we supposed to lose per day? These are burning questions that people want to know. So talk about hair shedding. When is it danger? When is it just wash your hair is dirty? I mean, I'm being cynical.
Yeah, right. Hair should never be shedding. Okay. But I will say that, once again, cosmetic trichology was created. I created it for for the main reason for us as professionals behind a chair with a cosmetology license and barber license to be able to make what we call determinations. Like, your medical doctor only knows a set of symptoms based on either his or her experience, a set of symptoms and indications that sound and go together more common. Obviously, their medical school experience. Okay. And the only best way, everyone's shooting, in the dark here. However, if we can give you how to determine your hair is actually shedding or you're just paranoid, is that when you comb your hair in the morning, right? You go to work and you comb your hair at night. If it is the same, okay? If it's the same wad, same thickness, same length, same amount of strands in the comb, then we may possibly have some shedding. But shedding, and I'm just going to be honest with you, shedding is a pH issue. And most times it is systemic. It just doesn't start shedding.
And let me just say, a lot of times what y'all really looking at is just some dirty ass hair, okay? When your hair becomes like, if you haven't cleansed your hair in like 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 weeks, bring your expectations down to reality. I mean, people will come in and the first thing they say, oh, my hair is damaged. My hair is falling out. I don't judge hair when it's dirty. I just think that's very bad business to try to assess hair that's like clean. That's like going to a doctor with a dirty vagina. Clean it up and then let them, or going to the dentist with dirty teeth. Brush your teeth, get it clean, and then, so I'm just saying, personally.
Let me say this. Fine. That's not a bad suggestion. Professionally speaking, however, our best prognosis if we're diagnosing them correctly, right? And if they are, and then, like we always say, your best determination, okay, if you are a good listener, and that is one of the things that cosmetic trichology teaches you, how to listen to your client. 9 times out of 10, they'll give you the hot button. They'll give you the $1 million question. They'll give you, or the $1 million answer. They'll give you it, but your ears have to be trained to be able to say, oh, last week I lost my job, or this or that, or I'm starting to take this particular medication, or I'm premenopausal, or this or that, I'm taking this med. We have to know what meds have hair loss indication or hair shedding indication, effluvum. But most times, if they're just your client, and then if you use something different, or most times it is a pH issue. But a pH issue can stem from systemic issues. And when I say systemic, means internal. And I'm not talking about nutrition. I am talking about, malnutrition will be where we look last. But what I am basically saying is shedding is a total removal. But how you you determine that, you must have 2 different time periods that you comb your hair. One in the morning, one at night. And if they both are thick, in the same length, in the same bulk, because most times, most people will just comb their hair in the morning and then say their hair is shedding. And then when they go and comb it back at night, they'll say, oh, I really didn't get any. And then we will have a different conversation at that point. You're muted.
Okay, yeah, make sure, you can comb your hair throughout the day, because long hair, right, sure, it has the tendency to just kind of, mat up from turning your head back and forth. You're putting your jackets on,
If you haven't combed your hair in months, let's say we have braids. All the hairs that couldn't fall are going to fall as soon as you take it down.
Right.
So don't go combing your hair and then talking about go to the Reverend's design team and say, my hair coming out.
I need a treatment. Yeah, I need no treatment. Please don't pay for those services, guys. Just clean the hair first, like Cheryl said, comb it, and then make an assessment, because a lot of times when the hair isn't clean, it will give you a false read, like your teeth. You're like, and then when you brush it, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay. We're doing pretty good here. We got some interesting comments in the chat. So let's take, let me get my thing over here. Wike says she notices excessive shedding when she's very sick, or her immune system is going through a tough time. Okay. All right. We have Monica.
Again.
Go ahead.
And once again, what is that? Inflammation. Okay. Because of course, mucus comes and sometimes fever. It will just, and see, one of the things that I want you guys to understand when we teach in cosmetic trichology, the body does not give a shit if you hang on to your hair. So you have to understand, hair and gorgeous manes, thick and beautiful hair, beauty, your eyes nice and bright, your skin glowing, all of those things are an indication of what we call a homeostasis, where the immune system is working on all cylinders. If something is compromised, something is foreign, something is invaded, something causes inflammation, which is response, an auto response. You are going to see, you'll see some difference.
Because the body is smart. The body is like, is her hair or her heart? Hair gotta go. Okay. Either her hair or her, you see what I'm saying? So the brain doesn't need your help. It's going to discern what's going to be best. So you guys you're not bugging when you see that. Okay. Monica says her hair sheds more in the winter, but due to stress, sometimes it has started to shed. So she's like, okay. So these things, what do you say?
I can't authenticate scientifically seasonal hair shedding.
Yeah. That's one. Be careful. Be careful. What we do notice, I'm going to go back to our
not
former.
To say that's not happening. It's just no
scientific on that one. Jane, if you guys remember Miss Jane Carter, she was with us over the summer for a full month giving us Jane Carter solutions. And a wonderful word I got from her was like hairstyling behavior. And it's kind of like, things you might do differently in the summer that you do in the winter. And so it's some of it is more associated with behavioral hairstyling, that happens during the season than the seasons itself. Because I'm like, Cheryl, we're scientific people. We like to use that whenever possible. And we just haven't seen nothing that really,
Because
okay.
Winter could be your catagenic or your intelligenic phase. You know what I mean? It's not the fact that
it's the weather. Yeah. But if that's your thing, who are we to say it is or it ain't? But that's your reality. So again, we are 158 episodes in debunking the latest natural hair care myths. And already we have covered scalp massaging. We've talked about hair breakage and hair shedding. We have 2 more to go. The next one is the fastest hair growing tips. I want my hair to grow, baby. I want it to grow. You hear that, Cheryl? I'm not messing around with you cosmetic trichologists and y'all. Here you go.
5 habits that you should avoid if you're trying to grow your natural hair. So the first habit that you should avoid when you're growing your natural hair is not having a consistent regimen. Amazing. You have to nourish your scalp and then give a massage to help distribute some of that oil, and with the movement of the scalp massages, it will help open up those follicles, and then they will receive the nutrients that comes with the oil, and that would be amazing when it comes to your hair growth. What you talking about, Will? Make sure that you're not missing out on moisturizing your hair. Dry hair breaks. Dry hair will not give you the length. See that I don't tighten my hair. Like, I just leave it in a loose style, and then that's about it. So the last habit that you should avoid is not sleeping with a satin cap or a satin bonnet.
The chat got quiet like a mug. Y'all still there? Wake up. Come on, y'all. Growing your hair. These are habits to grow your hair. Again, if you guys must be enjoying this content, because I see this chat is definitely growing. We appreciate every last one of you guys. We do appreciate you guys for helping us change the narrative about debunking the latest myths about natural hair or just hair in general, but it's falling under the natural hair category because that's where they're putting this. And our concern as cosmetologists is that a lot of this misinformation is trickling into the barber and beauty industry, and we start to see people do these things. We have a question for you, Cheryl, over here, Miss Alfie. Hey, Miss Alfie, we got the hotties over here on Instagram, and Cheryl, she wants to know before we get into this topic here. She says, can you talk about applying oil to your scalp? Is it true that applying it to your scalp will create its own oil? So that's what she's saying. Does applying oil help your scalp create more oil? And can you just talk about using oil on the scalp? Again, thank you so much, Alfie. How you doing, boo? Please drop your questions in the chat. Y'all better get this Cheryl information for she be charging y'all for this. So Cheryl, can you talk about greasing that scalp, and will it help you get more oil? I'm going to bring back up the cross section of the skin. I know you said we shouldn't be using it, but I'm using it because this is their lookership that they're going off of.
So you are asking me if you put on a foreign oil.
So first you want to know, can you grease the scalp? Is that okay? Then number 2, if you apply some type of an oil to the scalp, will it help the scalp create more oil? 2 questions. No. Okay. So now, first question.
I want to make sure that we do one thing though. Have we ever been, so if we can remember, let's say about 15, right? And all of a sudden someone said, well, I have normal skin. The other person will say, well, I have naturally dry skin. And then someone will say, I have oily skin. Okay. And that is a very thin lipid, okay, waxy kind of oil that is not
Just black and greasy like Kilo. Go ahead, understand.
Right,
I ain't mad. I'm black and greasy. Y'all see it.
right. And so what the run of the mill information would say is that do not put more oil on top of that oil. What they would say is you want to balance out. Now, the scalp does not have oil glands. It has a sebaceous gland, but
Can you repeat that? Repeat that, mother. Hey,
we
repeat
don't
that,
have
mother.
oil glands. Okay, the oil in the gland that produces the sebaceous material, they're not the same weight. They're not the same oil. They're not made the same way. Your body is producing a waxy material that keeps the hair to be able to smoothly come out of the shoot and to keep the acid alkaline, as Theo would say, to keep the acid and alkaline balance. Okay, you are 75% water, so you have to have some oil waxy gland to keep keep your body from mildewing or keep your skin from mildewing. Okay, so you have that oil water balance, but the scalp does not require oil, does not require plant oil, doesn't require nut oil, doesn't require petrolatum. It doesn't require that.
What about essential? You skipped essential.
Essential, especially essential, is not good for scalp. I want you guys to understand oil. That's why you guys get a black head, because oils, the body has no way of sucking. There's no, the pores are made for everything to come out.
Well, she said in the video, I'm sorry, Cheryl, but she did say in the video that scalp nourishment is the word that she used, and that you can nourish the scalp by opening the follicle to receive the oils. Help people understand that, especially Miss Alfie, because you know they're putting this on there because they do believe that somehow when you apply it, it is getting down. You know, I'm just gonna use my head here. You know, if I take this oil, right?
We have a diagram up there.
Okay, yeah. So if I put it on there, it can get down into the follicle.
Right.
And nourish. So can you speak to
right. There, the skin has only mechanisms for things to come out of it.
And that's because it's part of the excretory system. I just got to say that because I don't know that people get it, because I mean, it sounds good that if you massage it, it's going to open up the mouth, and then the nourishment is going to go in and receive the nourishment from the oils. And you say
no, your follicle doesn't have roots. It's not like a plant. It may have some similar characteristics, but it doesn't operate. It operates on a cycle. So,
well, why do people think it can go in?
Because the skin is a barrier. It does not let things go in.
Why do people believe that? Do you have an
industry? Because the marketing cosmetic companies want you to keep buying shit.
Oh.
Okay. Now, oils lubricate, but that is an epidural phenomenon. It is not a follicle or a follicular phenomenon. It has nothing. There is no port. There is no hole. When you have pores, If something is going in it, it gets stuck. It's called a blackhead. It oxidizes, it turns black. If something's coming out, that's the body's way of cooling, perspiring, sweating, and moving fluid. Okay. And then that becomes a balance of sweat and things of that nature. But these things, the skin is a barrier. It does not allow. If that was the case, then we all did not have to drink water. We just take a shower and we can get our full 8 glasses. That's
Right. That's Cheryl.
Well, because we have and let me just be clear. Even your face skin is different from your scalp skin.
Okay.
The scalp, they're not made the same way. And so your upper lip, you don't even have the same skin that's under your lip that grows hair than your forehead. Your forehead doesn't grow hair. You have a hair line where the follicles stop and the bald skin called your forehead starts. And then it isolates again, and then it has your eyebrows and your eyelashes. And then it breaks again, and no hair here, right? No hair here, right? And then it get hair. It's a very sophisticated system, but you don't have holes where water can seep in and oil can seep in. Now, what I will to say, you do have what we call receptors in the skin and in the scalp. And those are trigger neuron susceptible. They're not
9 ether though. Not 9 ether though. Not 9
right.
ether.
No 9 ether.
Not 9 ether, guys. We're not talking 9 ether.
Right. Okay. You have receptors. You have a CB1 and a CB2. And you have TVRPs, which are little neural. You can put things can get on skin that can trigger. Let's say poison ivy. You can rub against something that can cause an allergic reaction. Mm-hmm. We were just traveling, and all of a sudden, something got on Kilolo's hands, or something that she
smelled,
breathed, or something, and it created her to have a autoimmune response, because they said, I don't like that.
Yeah, my hands have swollen,
and they got hot, and they got red.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. So that is histamine. So something told her body, I don't like that. It went to give her a autoimmune warning. I don't like that. It's toxic. I don't, it's putting the resources on overload. I don't like it. So she got an autoimmune response.
And Cheryl said, open the window. And I opened the window, and eventually it went away. So yeah, wow. Okay. Right. If you guys are finding this very, very nice, let me give you a round of applause on that one. I think everybody in the chat is definitely loving what you just shared with us. We do have a couple of questions that's coming through right quick, and we have one more. We're going to let you guys get up out of here. So it's coming from our homegirl, Miss Lawana. And she wants to know, is it true that some people don't have a medulla? And how do you know if you have one? So that's a two-sided question. The medulla.
The medulla is less pronounced in European cultures and with straighter heads of hair. But let me just say this. I know people get taught that we have 3 layers: a medulla, a cortex, and a cuticle layer. The question becomes more important because the medulla usually really doesn't come into contact with anything we do as cosmetologists. It is the cortex and the cuticle, mainly the cuticle. Okay. And so, but usually vellus babies, vellus hairs, hairs on your arm have no medulla. Eyebrows,
eyebrows, eyelashes,
feathers, things of that nature, you know. And so it's a complete different composition. Furs, and that is most times when I was in, I interned in Brooklyn at a forensic. I interned with a forensic pathologist, and I was able to learn how to identify human hair versus animal hair or
wow. Isn't
fur.
that's girl? She just on fire. You know what I'm saying? Wike says if you don't have a medulla, you'll be deaf. It controls breathing and cardiovascular system. So that's another kind of a medulla. I'm thinking, okay. The medulla we're talking about is the structure of the hair. She's thinking of the medulla oblongata. Okay. So we'll be clear. The medulla that we are talking about,
and that's very important because you have to remember too. We you know, you have the fallopian tubes are called follicles.
Yeah.
Anything that generates is, you know, they're almost like an organ within an organ itself. You know what I mean?
That's why I said your hair is an organ. So all this stuff that they're talking about, please guys, don't believe that. So what we're talking about, just to give you guys a clear understanding, your hair has 3 layers. Okay, the outer layer, most of what the hair is mostly comprised of, is called your cuticle layer. Okay, or your keratin layer. Okay, your second layer is going to be called your cortex. So your outer layer is the hair that, you know, that makes it shine, and, you know, sometimes when the hair gets catchy, you know, it kind of tangles. Your cortex is where the color, that's where we alter the hair, we remove pigment, things of that nature. Not when you relax hair. You are not going to do anything in that cortex. Like Cheryl said, most of the times you guys out here in the, you know, regular people world, you're not going to be rocking with the cortex too much unless you're coloring the hair. And then the medulla, that's that third, the innermost layer. And like Cheryl said, it's not found in all textures and all parts of the different parts of hair that's on your body. So it's nothing that you need to concern yourself with. So you're good to GO. Am I correct in saying that? Sure, they can relax on the medulla concern.
Yeah, it actually is that when you to take a cross section of a tree, right? It is the earliest stage of growth. Usually becomes insignificant as the hair grows. Yeah.
All right. So you guys can relax on the medulla. So anybody talking about some medulla treatments, we want you guys to run for the border. Okay. Run to Mexico. All right. Get the hell out of America. All right. Okay. Last but not least is the one that I've been waiting on. And let's just conclude. We're going to wrap it up. Is the hair typing. So again, I didn't know if you know this, but Cheryl, they actually have hair typing for men.
Oh my God.
I had to do it. I'm sorry, guys. This is the 128th episode, and we are debunking the latest natural hair care trends. Myths. And so now we are seeing a big push. Tips for every man's hair. Cheryl, Cheryl says, say it ain't so. Get back over here, Cheryl. She's pulling out her hair. I can tell she's pulling it out. We got what's wrong with hair? What's wrong with typing hair? Can we just go there? Now, men and women, this is a no-no, but Cheryl's going to take it away. But this is the latest craze now. We have hair typing for men, and so this is tips for every man's hair type. This is a very interesting images here, but
oh my God.
Sorry, we're, you know, this. I mean, I think when you see this, we're definitely in a sunken place because we tried to, you know, we try to classify humans and we fail. Race is not racism. Race is pseudo. Brother Unc was on the other platform 2 weeks ago telling us it is pseudoscience. So I'm sorry, Cheryl. Take it away. I'm sorry, guys. Take a drink.
Yeah, I you guys do understand that the original hair typing system went with a product line. It is not science, and it is not real. There's not a 1A human being and a 2B human being and a 4C human being. We are all humans. I don't have an eye type because my eyes are brown. I have eyes. All eyes are the same. Now, I understand that the white world needs to understand Black people's hair, and maybe Black people also, because Black people were more attractive to this than they. I think type is so important. There is only one hair. There is only genes. Now, do you have the most dominant, the most highly coiled dominant curl pattern on the planet? Yes. But all hair shapes, all hair textures come from the continent of Africa. I don't understand why white people are automatically 1A, and then Black people are automatically in the 4s. The first hair on the planet was curly, was 4C, 4B, 4A. I don't understand why we are getting in, and guys don't know what the number and the letter means in terms of anything. You don't know what it tells you. You don't know how to decipher it. All you know is that you have a hieroglyph to when you close your eyes, you know that what? Hair typing is what? Hair profiling. It's the same thing as racial profiling. It is texture profiling. And it doesn't make sense for the straight hair to be 1. Straight hair is recessive. Genetically, it is recessive, which means that 1 can only exist because 4C exists. You can't get 1 to 4. You can only get 4 to 1.
The other challenge with attempting to, as Cheryl say, profile hair, depending on what you're doing to your hair, and everybody's in here talking about being on medications and all types of hair additions, that type of a consistency would just vary from fiber to fiber, strand to strand. It's just not realistic. Also, depending on what you put on your hair, it can give you a false read. Heaven forbid the hair isn't cleansed properly. So there are so many variables.
Right. Let me give you a really good example.
Okay.
Just to go to show you what people believe in hair typing. What hair type does a Black baby have when it's born? What usual? The majority of Black babies. What texture of hair does that Black baby come out with?
All right, guys. What's up, your barbers? Barbara, I see you. We got some barbers in the chat. What's happening? Nice to have you with us over here on Instagram. How you doing? Okay, everyone. What is the baby's hair type, or what's it looking like? Okay, what's happening, Natalie? She says the hair is curly. Teresa says curly. Wike says sometimes it's a little wavy. Okay, these are great. Okay, straight and wavy. Good responses. Again, we are 128 episodes in. We're talking about debunking the latest myths in the natural hair care world. And so here we're talking about the hair typing system. Miss Shanette, what's happening, beautiful? She says it's vellus hair. Okay.
Now that she gave me the technical term.
Okay, thank you, Shanette.
She gave me a technical term. Okay. Now, if it was a type, why do black children's hair change?
Let me drop the bomb. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got to drop the bomb on you. Come on, baby. Woo, she dropped the bomb. I gotta let the bomb come back. She dropped the bomb on the situation at hand. Did y'all hear what
Right. Okay, so
just for my poops and giggles.
Okay, so they're born black babies, Afrocentric, African-centric black babies are born what? With vellus, most likely straight as newborns. Get a little, then they get toddlers, it get a little wavy and get a little curly. Boom. 4 or 5, baby is on. It's on its way. Now, why does it do that? If hair typing was a scientific thing, why do black babies, not white babies, not Hispanic babies, not Indian babies? Okay, well, Indian babies, they could. All right.
Hispanic babies too. Some of them babies be like.
Right. It just depends on how close they get to that African.
How much you get to that equator, baby?
Right.
You from that equator, baby. You're equator, baby.
Okay. That is because the scalp is changing. The hair is a result of the scalp. And what is the scalp? Is connected to what? Chromosomes, DNA, genes. Okay, not type. Hair don't ever change from keratin. It don't ever change that. Okay, but if we talking about A to B to C to D, why do black babies go through A, B, C, and D shit by 13?
And Trish, we feel you think it's just a way to be descriptive. You can't type it.
Right.
You just can't.
It's not. And let me just say this. The number and the letter has nothing to do with anything. So get rid of it.
Just describe the hair. If you want to describe the hair, just describe it, but trying to classify it. This is the problem. You can describe the hair. You can say your hair is straight.
Now,
you can't classify.
And I want you guys to understand why you guys let this dumb and Andre Walker is he long gone because he swears.
He said don't even call him with that. We don't talk about that no more.
Okay, now and then you guys have taken now how the hell.
How the French toast and bologna sandwich? Say it.
Right. How the French toast and bologna sandwich did you guys let white folks take up 1 through 3?
Ain't no white folk came up with that.
I mean, so white folks got 1, white folks got 2, and white folks got 3, and then black folks just got 4. When it's your genes that makes all the texture variation from dominant to recessive. But for some reason, and if you're going to even use it, God damn it, be scientifically and anthropologically and genetically sound. It doesn't make sense. And when you go to the store, there is no chemistry that I'm going to make. And if they tell you, they lying to you.
What about so let me just ask you this. You said you work and you train in forensic, hair recognition. Do the forensic people? I know that's not the proper term. Y'all know I'm from the hood, right? Do the forensic people, what are they called?
Pathologists.
Okay. Do the forensic pathologists do they use this is 4C hair on this victim's body, or do they use hair
I
typing?
wouldn't even take it. I wouldn't even mention it to them. They don't give a shit. They say human, and that's it. Now,
Are you guys listening? Hit that heart button. Come on, y'all. Y'all doing good.
When I teach geneticists this, do you guys realize that police, detectives, forensic pathologists do not need to microscopically, do not need to use any microscopy system to identify Black people's hair? They only need to what?
No, is it a human?
They only need to figure out if it's human when the hairs become straighter. They don't, once the hair is unfortunately nappy, they say human. Because curly hair identifies the earliest humans. It is the most human hair on the planet.
Are you guys following this?
When you get straighter, you start losing the humanness. That is why when, and let's just be real. My mother used to always say, I can take some Black hair in my food, but I can't take no white hair. I'm sorry. You can just take that back. I just wanted to leave the whole restaurant. My mother used to always say, you can take some Black hair in the shower, in the gym, but maybe she said, when you see that straight hair, you just be grossed out. And my point in saying that, and it's not the fact that we are being racially cruel or vulgar, but the point of the matter is that we as Afro,
we don't know where that hair came from.
We
is that
have,
a rat?
And I've seen it in the forensics. They have to start microscopy at a microscope and determining if the victim, whatever, if they find hairs or if they find anything, they have to check. Because Black people's hair is rarely on the ground. It's rarely someplace. So we usually have it tied up, or we ain't, the point of the matter is that when you start getting into the sciences of it and you start getting around pathologists and geneticists and you start getting around medical doctors or whatever the case may be, they talk about phenotypic traits differently than we do. And we as cosmetologists, we just got to stop talking about it dumb.
Yeah, we have to, so when I hear
dumb.
Yeah, when I hear cosmetologists, using that terminology, I'm like, no, ma'am, no, sir.
No.
This is never going to be a good thing. It is never.
I don't know what the number and the letter, what does it do to you on the cosmetic aisle? Because there is no formulation and nothing I can put in terms of an ingredient that's going to react to a 2A versus a B3. What the French toast are? I mean, there's nothing in the lab.
Trish is a little confused. Mm-hmm. And she says she's not understanding, what would y'all prefer folks say? Now, I don't know how old you are, Miss Trish, but back in the day, it was just hair. When we grew up, I mean, it was either combed or uncombed.
Well, let me ask you a question.
You do understand. Yeah. I mean, just your question. This is proof of the trick bag. Yeah, of the money grab.
Yeah. Why do you have to call it anything?
You don't have to call it anything. Any cosmetologist and barber will tell you they will do what the fabric requires. Once they identify that texture, they're not going to classify it. It's like when you go to the dry cleaners. This is the best example to help you out, Trish. You take the suit to the cleaners. The first thing they're going to do is look at that tag to identify the fabric. They're not going to say, oh, this is expensive silk. No, They're going to say, oh, this came from the hoods. You know, this is 2A silk. No, they're not going to do that, okay? This is the fabric.
Silk is silk is silk.
Right, yeah. And so they're going to do what the fabric requires and charge you accordingly. They're not going to say because your silk came from Saks and your silk came from the flea market, you're going to be charged a different price. Do you see what is happening with typing hair? Because I guarantee you 1A ain't paying nearly, and I do mean nearly, the amount of money that a 4C person is paying. A one type hair is not spending the amount of money in a hair salon.
And if you guys, wait a minute, and if you guys are going to use it for science, flip it back to where scientists and geneticists and pathologists and medical doctors, how it does actually make sense. Because when we go to genes and we're going to fix genetics, and if I have and if I have fertility issues or somebody has, sperm load count, they're dealing with genetics. So if we're going to do it, flip it back over and make 4C1A. So it can actually make scientific and anthropologically and genetic sense.
And that's because
that's the way genes work.
Right. And because they're saying that is where mankind started.
Right.
Here.
So dimple
so it's gonna come not in a hierarchical sense. We're not saying that dominant as you're the best and you're the coldest. No.
Well, let's say in hair color, natural hair color. Who gets what natural selection does genes pick in hair color? Dark brown. You may have jet black. You may even have blondes. And then what is the other rarest? Redheads.
Yeah, red.
Because they're rare. They're recessive. Because the red can't make the brown. The red don't make the blonde. It can't not duplicate itself. It is a recessive trait.
Mm-hmm. Like eye color too.
Okay, but what is the natural selection of nature makes eye color?
Dark brown.
Boom.
Dark. You see more dark eyes than you see.
Right, but you don't make blue eyes one. You make it last because they're rare, or gray, or albinos will have even lighter eyes than here. They'll even have green, or they'll have.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's give them a color chart, and thank you so much, because you do look like a little tenderoni hair. Okay, we're gonna help them make this, because now we're gonna get it. Now we're gonna help them out. So you hit the nail on the head when we're talking about being scientifically literate. Now remember, she said make the 4 number 1. She said make the 4 number 1, right? If you're gonna do this, this is the scientific literate way to do this. To Cheryl's point, when we color hair, right? We start off with what, like the color of the eyes. What does Cheryl say? What does nature, not man, nature produces the darkest. Do you guys see that down there? Number 1 is what color? Type it in the chat. If you are a barber, a cosmetologist, or a colorist, number 1 is what color? And now also keep in mind that hair color laws are universal. No matter where you go on the planet, no matter what language you speak or don't speak, sign language, whether you mama and them, this and that, okay? The number 1 is going to be your dark color. And like Cheryl just said, the color, it becomes recessive, where 10 is the lightest. You do have some companies that will go up to 12, but we are here to tell you that the backward language, the backward concept of typing hair is never, ever, 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 ever going to be a good thing, because it is in direct opposite of everything that Cheryl just said that's taught in anthropology and science. And the list goes on and on and on. And nobody has any respect for it. Nobody. So when we're talking about other professionals and other disciplines, so when we see the scholarly community leaning into this language, you damn right. We are terribly, terribly concerned, because the consumer may not be aware that it is wrong. But if you have had any college 100 level, I'm like, Biggie, you're dead wrong.
Right. And if anything, and see, you see how cosmetology, in terms of the color spectrum, they're scientifically sound. It makes sense. And the color chart is useful in that particular order.
Mm-hmm.
That make you science, and we can use that because it makes sense. The hair chart and the hair typing system just does not align with anything that could make any cosmetic, chemistry, genetic. It just doesn't. You can't use it in any other discipline because it doesn't make sense. And when the other Trish, what she was saying in her last message, she said she's older. She's a little older.
Oh, here you go. Oh yeah, you look young, girl. She said it's the ring light. Oh, I'm sorry. I did. I thought you were like 25 or something. Oops, sorry, Trish. So that's why I thought you were young, because you do see younger people, with that type of but it was a great question.
Yeah.
But
what else
thank you.
saying?
Yeah, she said, here we go here. She said she recently went to cosmetology schools. Guys, just letting you know, the hair types have made it to the textbooks. Yes, we know. And we're going to get it out of there.
Yeah,
I give you my word. We're going to take it out. It was on my test. I wish I could bring it up. I'll see if I can get it on the next time we come back next week. But yeah. You are 100% correct. And then we have Beauty Under One Roof here. These are master educators. Let me give them a big round of applause. These are your master educators right here. Beauty Under One Roof, providing phenomenal education to an entire state, and also cosmetology students. So they're letting you. This is why the education. And this is universal. We're not making this up, guys. So the hair typing, if anything, when you hear people say it, it's kind of like, how when you were a kid and your mother would call you and would say Ladosha, and you go, huh? And they say, I beg your pardon?
Yeah.
And, Ladosha, and
yes.
Huh? I beg your pardon. So they're teaching you not to say, huh?
Right.
You can say, pardon me,
yes.
Excuse me, but you don't go, huh? They don't want you saying that. So when we hear people saying for a hair, you could just respectfully say, oh, hair? No, hair.
Yeah, they used to stop you from doing this.
Oh yeah, remember that?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. So we hope this has been extremely helpful. You guys have definitely rocked it out. The ticket sales are coming through as we talk. So we appreciate, and this is why the Afro Hair Science is really important. We're not knocking the braiding, the twisting, that is definitely needed. People do need to know how to broaden their skill sets when it comes to locks and braids and twists and coils and two-strand twists. That we definitely need that. But we hope that you can see right now, because everybody, the chat, Cheryl, continued to grow throughout the entire conversation. And so these myths are very important. And cosmetologists and barbers, we are the credible people who can help, bring some insight. Is that what we're doing, Cheryl?
You can bring some insight and bring some additional things to think about, knowledge base. broader perspectives, other ways of thinking about things. And we're all thrive to service our clients the best of our ability. And that's what we want to do. And we really want to also increase the revenue, increase your prices, increase your scholar, increase your knowledge base so you can be that expert. Hopefully we will have some future authors as well, but to just be well-rounded and grow. And so when we don't want to be susceptible to politicians, we don't want to be susceptible to African-American study professors talking for this industry. We want the natural hair care people and the natural hair care practitioners and people and locticians and hairstylists and barbers. We want you top shelf when it comes to this particular subject. We want you highly, we want to raise the bar so we can get our respect back and be the industry that we know we can be. And by the way, I'm writing a wonderful article. I make sure that I'll give you guys, we'll put the link in the Hair Science website so they can even probably see it. Do you guys realize that between the mother of the Black beauty, of just beauty, the mother of the beauty vocation, the honorable Annie Malone, she had beauty schools. She had a vocation system, education system. Tyler Barber College, and I think out of Texas. Madam C.J. Walker, of course, with her beauty system. Those were our schools 20 to 30 years before Europeans had a school even in America. They are not the progenitors of education in Black beauty culture.
They cannot.
We are.
Yeah, they cannot. They cannot be. They are. Yeah, they are. Doing that. No, ma'am. And we need you guys. I see you in the chat, Miss Yate. I saw you creep on through. Her book, I have it right here. There it is. A Heritage of Hair. This is our book of the month. We're going to be highlighting it on Thursday. She's going to be our last guest featured during the month of October, where we're talking about education matters. And this is what we're doing on both platforms. We're doing this back and forth. The virtual Afro Hair Science Summit will not be available post the actual live event. So it will not be in a replay format, unfortunately. But you can get your tickets. It's going to be Sunday all day. And then don't forget, I will be dropping the chat. We're just going to be going hella live all this week.
It's hella live, baby.
Live on all platforms talking about these topics to, get you guys to come into the chat. And then, like we said, just to reiterate before we get ready to go. So thank you, Miss Shawnette, for that question. It's a full day of Afro Hair Science, and it does start at 9 a.m. We got 10 there, but it's 9 a.m. And so we got to welcome, to you guys. You're going to welcome and come on in. And the first session is going to be about mastering textures 2.0. Now, remember, this is lecture style. It's very interactive. Bring your questions. There's going to be slideshow presentations. You will get some information after the event is over with. So we'll be collecting those. We'll have your email addresses because we're going to send you the link upon receipt of payment. And so that's a true lecture style class. All right. So that's what's going to happen there. Followed by Dosha tones. I'll be having some videos and some point by point, step by step instructions just to walk you through. This is not for advanced colorists. I repeat, the Dosha tones is not advanced coloring. This is entry-level hair coloring for people who want to know how to color Afro hair. Okay. And then last but not least, Cheryl is going to go into the C-suite, which is the business of barbering, cosmetology, and natural hairstyling. Again, that is also lecture style. So bring all of your questions and get your money's worth. Our goal, again, is for you to take that $35 investment and to double it, get your money back within the same week. That is what education can do for you. And hopefully you guys as the consumers, you are watching live and direct real cosmetology, real barbering, real natural hairstyling love, as we help to really hash out some of the misinformation that's costing you, the consumer, a lot of money and a lot of time. And Cheryl and I, we're kind of like Homie the Clown. You know, we don't play that, okay? And I think that's pretty much it. We do have the virtual, there it is, okay. The virtual Zoom is going to be at 6. Also, if you are a barber or cosmetology student, just email us at Afro Hair Science at gmail.com or any of the social media platforms. We will send it to your school. Your instructor will give you the link. You'll have your email addresses, so you're going to have to get this only through your cosmetology, barber, natural hairstyling school. We repeat. So please don't ask me. I'm like, no, we got to have your teacher. You got to have your teacher, okay? We don't want this information just floating around. Is that correct, Cheryl?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We mean business, and we
don't want people going out here on
who pay for information gets what they pay for. So
all right. Okay, now we'll be back next week talking about another myth, and that's biracial hair. Okay, we're gonna talk about some biracial hair, get into that a little bit more. Come back on Thursday, all right? And we are going to have none other than Auntie Hair Coach is gonna be in the chat talking about do these natural hairstylists need some dang on education and licensure? Okay, so Auntie Hair Coach is gonna be rocking it out with us. That's this Thursday at 9 o'clock. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We already started off with Brother Unc West of the Pseudo Killers, who kicked us off with bad misinformation and also disinformation and how it hurts our industry. Miss B talked about why we most certainly should have cosmetology and barbering education and training in high schools. And Auntie Hair Coach out of Atlanta, Georgia is going to help us out with her answering the question, what about natural hairstylists? Do they need education? If so, what kind, and all that other good stuff. So I think that's pretty much it. You guys have certainly rocked it out with us. Again, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All the people who came through: Natalie, Teresa, Wike, LB, Monica, Theo, Beauty Under One Roof, Trish, that's natural. I love you so much. You just make it better. Yate, we got you. Delia, we saw you come on through up in there. So we appreciate every single last one of you. All of the wonderful people on Instagram, your Barbers Barber, T.O. Buchanan, Sophisticates, Margaret Hostetter, Davina, Alfie, that was a great question about putting oil. Can you put oil on your scalp? Bring your questions here, guys. This is what we're for. You know what we say? We're signing out, right? We're talking about a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and for sure, a whole lot of hair. But check it out. If you ain't got it, don't want it, can't stand it. I don't even like hair. You know, you can't grow it. You plan on cutting it off. You got some dang on little bald patches. We say don't worry about that, because bald heads are beautiful too, and so are you. Deuces, my good people. We love you guys with all of our hearts. Cheryl, you are totally awesome as always. Cheryl, you ready for the chit chat tonight?
I'm ready.
Bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now,
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
That was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips.